NBC's popular Saturday Night Live has a long track record of skewering presidents. Actor Alec Baldwin tells our Jeffrey Brown what it's like to keep the tradition alive and translating what you see on screen to the page.
Sir, Mayor Cruz of San Juan is on the line.
I was expecting this phone call. Sure, she wants to tell me what a great job I'm doing.
For Alec Baldwin, it's been a role that keeps on giving.
Ma'am, I don't know if you know this, but you're in an island in the water. The ocean water, big ocean, with fishies and bubbles and turtles that bite. We want to help you, but we have to take care of America first.
Wait, you do know we're a U.S. territory, don't you?
I mean, I do, but not many people know that, no.
On Saturday Night Live this season, Baldwin, an outspoken critic of Donald Trump in real life,
Mike, are you there?
has continued his late-night parody of the president.
What about the anthem?
Oh, it's starting now.
What are the players doing? Are they acting like little SOBs?
I know. They seem to be respectful. Wait. One of them is kneeling.
Get out of there, Mike Bale. Ditch it. Haul ass, Mike.
Now Baldwin and writer Kurt Anderson have assumed the voice of Donald Trump in a new way in the book, You Can't Spell America Without Me.
This is a memoir in which we have Trump, obviously in a parody format, trying to be somewhat reflective and somewhat introspective. Trump is incapable of introspection, in my mind, but what would Trump attempting to be introspective look like?
In New York recently, I asked the actor about playing Trump.
The number one thing is you try to find, regardless of any externalized thing, because I'm not an impressionist, but when I'm called upon to do some of that stuff, you try to find what's the essence of that person. And for Trump, he's just miserable all the time, regardless of the weather, if the stock market is up or down, no matter what the conditions are in his life. He won the election, and he's still miserable.
The book is subtitled So-Called Parody. So what is parody or satire for in this case?
To parody Trump is almost impossible, because every week another barge of material comes floating in about how incapable he is of finding, you know, the kind of self-actualized Trump. Not that we're ever going to get there, but one can try. Trump, the tragedy of Trump is that he only needed to make some minor adjustments in his methodology and his behavior, and he would have reaped tremendous benefits.
You're not shy about your own politics. You're sort of on the opposite of him on almost every issue. So should we see this as a kind of political act?
That's a fair point. If we were doing a lot of writing, Trump is the head writer of SNL himself. Nearly 90% of what we say and do are verbatim transcriptions of what Trump has said. We don't really have to go very far to find the material. Trump himself is just spewing it out on a daily basis or a weekly basis. So it's not about politics, meaning I'm misstating or misquoting things that he said and did. Well, that's one of the jokes we told, is that Trump would say how he hates the media and he hates NBC and he hates SNL because I say things and they repeat it right back to the public, he would say. They repeat all the things I say. Of course he's tormented by the fact that we repeat all the things that he say.
But let me push you a little further, because there's a lot of people who voted for Donald Trump, right? And I can imagine them watching and thinking this is the New York liberal elite sort of congratulating itself, being smarter than Trump and his supporters, and being turned off that way.
Right.
What do you say to Trump voters?
I think the Trump voters have far more important things to put their focus on, and their inability to put their focus on that is their problem to deal with, and that is that Trump has betrayed nearly every promise he's made to them. The tax bill is just the most recent example of how Trump just continues to betray the middle class in this country and his supporters. Listen, these people were sold one thing. They were kind of sold that Trump was this can-do crack executive that he portrayed on a reality show for many years. But what they were really sold was to hate Hillary Clinton. The vote for Trump was to express your hatred.
That's what you think it came down to?
Absolutely, without a doubt. The Republican Party and the election was all about turning a conservative Republican and even a conservative or even moderate independent voter to loathe and despise and blame everything on Hillary Clinton.
Well, I've seen you out doing some politicking yourself on behalf of Democratic candidates. Will you continue that, and might you take it further yourself to run?
No, I mean, to run would be to give up what I'm doing now, and I've got little kids. My wife and I have a family where everything is. We're very happy with the way those things are right now, but I think that politicking for other people, I do that on an as-needed basis. What I'd really like to see is what's going to happen to the Republican Party, because we need two parties. I'm old enough now, when I've watched enough elections keenly to know and participated in this process in my own way enough to know that we need to be suspicious of the Democratic Party as well. Any party that achieves some absolute power, where they seem kind of immunized against public opinion and so forth, which can happen from time to time for both parties. When that happens, that's not good for the country. We need a stiff opposition to keep the Democrats in line as well.
All right, Alec Baldwin, thank you very much.
Thank you, yeah.